Hello everybody. And I kind of wanted to make this video to talk about something. It happened to me fairly recently, and I just kind of wanted to get it off my chest, because I've been just thinking about it, and the more and more I think about it, I'm just thinking I really feel like I should talk about it and share, I guess, another story of mine. If you guys hear some meowing in the background, I had recently gotten a new kitten. I found her outside and she had, I guess, gotten attacked by an animal or some kind of a dog or a raccoon or something. So I had to take her down to down to Veg, which is, if you don't know, is animal ER. So they had to inject her with medication. They had to clean her infected wound because it was leaking a pus-like substance, and it smelled really bad. And due to her being attacked, she had a slipped disc in her neck, and so they had to do some surgery on her. And well, that shit ain't cheap, man. But she's fine now, and I really hope she gets better from there. And I don't know, I really want to keep her, but I don't know. I got too many cats. I might just, I don't want to put her back outside. It'd just be all for nothing. It'd be really terrible for me to do that. If I can't find someone to take her, I think I'll keep her, you know. But that's not what I'm trying to talk about. So I guess we could just go on into it. So it's not really some crazy story time or anything like that. It's just, it's just something that kind of stuck with me, and I figured maybe talking about it would help me process it better. Um, so I was at work couple of days ago. I couldn't. Well, I told my boss the other day that I couldn't come in because I had to take her down there, and she said it was okay, but I was gonna come into work if my brother could have taken her, but like 10 in the morning, I uh I wake up and the kitten was her wound was leaking blood. It's like something opened up her wound. I think it was her from just scratching herself, and it's a kitty cat. Come here, come here. Oh, she's a kitty cat. But her wound started leaking blood, and so I had to rush down there and get her some help. And my boss calls me. She's like, "Why are you no call no showing?" I'm like, "Well, I told you yesterday I couldn't come down there, but it even got worse when her wound started leaking all this blood, so I couldn't come in." And, we lost a lot of employees recently, so it's kind of a rough spot. But it's a I wouldn't say it was particularly bad. It's never bad on Sundays. It's always a bit slow. Um, so I wasn't too concerned about it, but I was really concerned with the cat because I didn't want her to die, especially if I was at work and I had heard that she had passed while I was away, and I didn't want to wait till the last minute to get her some help, because I found a cancellation. I was gonna go to the appointment at a time after work that would have been good for me, but this wound started leaking blood, and I couldn't just let her bleed. So that was it's kind of a tangent I was going off on, but you know, as I worked a couple of days ago, and I saw some people that I knew from my own past. Um, I don't know why I felt this way, but when I saw them, I kind of just pretended like I didn't even know them, and it wasn't because I hated them, not because they did anything wrong or anything of the sorts. I just saw them, right? And I saw the look on their faces, and it's impossible to describe how they looked at me for like a split second. I could see that this look, this expression, and immediately I just feel this overwhelming sense of shame. It hits me, you know? Like I didn't even want to be there for even a second. You know, I think a part of it was because it reminded me of who I used to be, you know? And I'm not going to sit here and act like I was always a good person. I wasn't. There were times where I treated people badly and I took my own insecurities, my own shame, my own anger, and I put it onto people who didn't deserve it at all. And looking back on that is embarrassing, you know? Not even in a cringe kind of way, but in a way where it's like I really hurt people because I didn't even know how to deal with my own shit. And that's hard to admit, you know? And the other part of it is just where I'm at in life right now, you know? I'm working a lot. I'm tired. I've been applying to new jobs. I've been going to interviews, trying to find something better for me. But, you know, nothing has fully worked out yet, you know? And seeing people from my own past while I'm at my job I don't even really want to be at, it just made me feel small, you know? Like I'm nowhere close to where I thought it'd be. And I know having a job isn't something to be ashamed of. This little cat, I can't find her. She's underneath my chair and I can't get her. I don't want to wheel. I don't want to hit her with the chair. Ah, whatever. I don't want to. She's underneath my chair, but I can't get her. Um. Oh my God, where was I? And I know having a job isn't something to be ashamed of. You know, I know that logically, right? But feelings don't always care about the logic. You know, sometimes you can know something isn't shameful and still feel ashamed anyways. And yeah, I'll be honest. Seeing seeing them both, you know, they seem happy. You know, they seem really, really happy. Like they enjoy every aspect of their lives, and you know, it just made it worse. You know, not because they did anything wrong or anything of the sorts like that. You know, they didn't. You know, their happiness isn't an attack on me, but you know, in that moment, it kind of just reminded me that I feel alone sometimes. You know, and I think that's where the jealousy comes from for me. Not always that I want what someone else has in a hateful way. You know, it's just sometimes it's just seeing someone else have something you're missing and it hurts. But I don't want to turn that pain into bitterness or hatred. You know, I don't want to be the kind of person who sees somebody happy and gets mad at them for it. You know, because it's not fair. And I think that's something I've been realizing a lot lately, you know? A lot of the bad parts of me, they came from shame. They come from me being insecure and full of just insecurity and anger, and I just took it out on everyone who ever gave a shit about me, you know? I felt bad about myself, so you know, I acted like I didn't even care, and I felt insecure, so I tried to make myself seem above people, and then I was like, "Oh, well, I don't have an ego." It's like, "No, I did. I really did have an ego in the end." You know, I felt alone, and it just got worse. And I'm not saying that to excuse it, you know, I'm saying it because I just don't want to be blind to it anymore. You know, I don't want to keep being someone who hurts people just because I'm hurting, you know? I guess the whole point of this whole video is just to say that, you know, I'm human. I get jealous. I feel shame. I feel behind. I get tired. I mess up. You know, I've been a bad version of myself before, but I'm trying, you know? And maybe that doesn't sound like much, but honestly, sometimes trying is all you have. You know, trying to be more aware, trying to not take your pain out on other people. You know, I'm trying to be happy for others even when your own life feels rough. You know, trying to keep going even when I feel stuck. You know, and I don't really have some perfect lesson or any sort of motivational ending. You know, I just don't want my past to be the only thing that defines me. You know, I don't want to forget everything just so I can feel okay in the end. I want to get to a point where I can remember who I was, accept that I wasn't perfect, and still believe I can become a better person. You know, kind of what's been on my mind. And if you know, anybody else feels behind or ashamed or like they're trying to grow out of someone they used to be, you're not the only one, man. I'm here right with you. And I'm not proud of everything I've done, but I'm proud that I can see that now. And I think that's where change starts, you know? Anyways, I just kind of wanted to make this video to kind of vent a little bit. So thank you guys so much. You know, I can't ever begin to express my gratitude for everyone who's been commenting and liking on my videos. You know, your support means the world to me, and it honestly makes me feel like at the end of the day, I did something right. You know, it gives me a sense of pride knowing that, you know, so people are out there and they watched my videos and they liked them. They know who I am. You know, my story is known. People know me. And I think that's something that I appreciate the most, you know, feeling seen, you know, knowing that there's people out there who care. It's nice, you know, and I love every single one of you guys because you guys are what makes my videos important, you know? You guys are what makes this whole YouTube thing so enjoyable, you know? And I feel like that's, in a lot of YouTubers' cases, the point. You know, it's making content for you guys, you know, so you guys can enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, whether you're a small YouTuber or a big-time YouTuber, the viewers matter. You know, the community that you build your videos around matters, you know? And the people who watch your videos, who like, who comment, they matter. Their opinion matters, you know, because without them, it doesn't, how do I say this? Without viewers, without caring for your audience of people, without caring or for you, for your own community, sorry, without caring for your own community, it's pointless, you know? But in the end, you should always do something you enjoy. You know, if you like making YouTube videos, enjoy them. Make them. You know? But, you know, when you start building this community, you know, you care for them. It's like a second family almost, you know? But I'm sorry about this whole tangent on, you know, YouTube and stuff like that. But, you know, it's just, these are things I've been feeling, you know? I really just wanted to kind of get this out of my system before I forget, you know? And, you know, I can't wait to make more videos in the future. I got another Nova video coming out soon. I'm playing Scrutinized, and, well, Scrutinized is just, there's a lot. And, fucking awful to run on this PC, but thankfully, I am gonna record some gameplay for you guys, so you guys don't have to listen to a black screen the whole time. You know, I'm gonna have some Left 4 Dead 2, maybe Dark Tide again, you know, who knows. But you know, I just wanted to make these videos for you guys, you know, trying to get something on my system. Anyways, good night, guys. I love y'all.
Need a little help over here! hurt! Hands up! Weapons over here! Help! Shit! We're out of my plans! Ammo here!